Okay guys, welcome to Archive Gaming. So on this video I thought I'd talk about the new Dark Alliance. And as you can see on the screen there, I've got the older Dark Alliance. Just by a few decades, 20 years old now. If you haven't played it yet, it just got ported over, a new re-release. So I highly recommend picking that up. It's a classic, one of the best. Um, but anyway, let's talk about the new one. So the new Dark Alliance, I am going to be covering it on the channel. So I am going to pick it up. But there's a lot of concerns with the game. And let me just say, even for me, I am going to pick it up. But as a whole, this game, just by the narrowest of margins, for me personally, did I decide to get it. Even though it's a double A game, and if I'm sure there's people out there who don't know that, but yeah, it's a double A game. It's not a triple A game. It's a small development team, so you can't expect triple A things. But even for a $40 price tag, you can expect, you know, quality. Even if it's double A, you can still expect it to have certain things. Certain at least enough things on the bone there, which is kind of my problem with the game. So let me start off with the positives, the big thing, the reason that I'm going to get the game, and I think the reason that a lot of people are going to get the game. The lore, the setting, the story, the co-op. It's hard to find games that you can play with your buddies that are, cooperative looters, so to say. I mean, the game reminds me a lot of Remnant from the Ashes in that sense. You get together with your friends, you have your hub world, which is what they showed in the developer videos. You have your hub, you get together, you get geared up, you go out there, you do your adventure, you get more gear, you go back to your hub, you rinse and repeat 10, 20 levels, and that's the game. But you're doing it in this setting, you're doing it with these characters. And for me personally, that's the reason I'm getting it. It's because the characters, the lore, the world. Baldur's Gate, for me, classic Baldur's Gate, Dark Alliance, was what first got me into this, into the world of Dungeons and Dragons and everything like that. And from there I went on to start reading the books and all that. So I think a lot of people are going to get it just for that reason. I know personally some of my friends who are just like, it's Dark Alliance, it's the Companions of the Hall, and we can play co-op. I'm sold. They don't need to see anything else. They're gonna buy it. It's a day one they already have it pre-ordered. GameStop, $60. Okay. And if that's the reason you're gonna get this game, then I say by all means get it, because you're gonna enjoy it no matter what. You're gonna. For me personally, I'm gonna enjoy it no matter what, because I'm gonna be willing to give it a lot of leeway. But at the same time, you have to be real with yourself. You gotta look at the game. And a lot of people are rightfully pointing out that this game looks very unpolished. So my two main gripes with the game: it looks very unpolished, and I'm talking about the animations. The characters look stiff. The hits, man, some of the hits have like no weight to them. And I know that they're gonna say, you're gonna have people say, "Oh, well, it's online, the latency or something." But I'm telling you, even in single player, it's gonna be prevalent. It's gonna pop in and pop out, because you're still gonna have the other people running around, AI controlled. Combat's still gonna get joined. You're still gonna have that problem where you're gonna hit the guy a couple of times, and you're gonna see this delay. And for a game that's supposed to be built around combos and combo variety, timing is going to be very important, especially if you go up in the difficulty levels. So that's my first thing. The polish is just not there, and a lot of people have noticed it. And I feel like if you're not in this for the lore, if you just heard, hey, this is a looting game, it's fantasy, and you play with your buddies, and then you look at the video, you don't know anything about the lore, you don't care about the lore, you don't care about the setting, you're in it for the gameplay, teaming up with your buddies, that's it. You're gonna be like, what the hell is this? You know what I mean? Even at $40, you're not gonna play that. I mean, some of the things like, I don't want to ramble for too long, but you know, everybody's already seen it. You already know it. It's unpolished. It needs more polish. Now, can they fix it? Sure, they can. Day one patches in the coming weeks. A year from now, Dark Alliance could look totally different. It could look way. It happens with some games, but you have to judge it on day one. $40. Is it worth it? Day one, $40. So I understand people that say, "Oh no, this looks like crap." Gameplay wise, I'm not touching this thing. I understand that because that's my first concern. My second concern is that there's not a lot there for what we're getting. It's like I said, that like just the intro that I gave you. You have your little hub. It's a very simple hub. If you've played Dark Souls, okay, Majula. If you've played Remnant from the Ashes, tons of games, Diablo, right? You have your little hub, you do your little things with your buddies, and then you do your missions, and there you go, and that's it. That's it. So that's pretty much the whole game. Now that's enough for some people, and I'm not saying that the game needs to be wow. It's got to have crazy shit I'm not saying that. That's enough for some people. I understand that, but I think, me personally, for $40, it's too bare bones. Everything that I've seen in the game, it's very little depth, all the way across. Even the monsters, they said we have seven. I believe they said that we have 7 different monsters. They belong to 30 different families. The way they said it, it kind of made me think that you're just gonna get literally 7 or 8 different monster types, not counting bosses, and they're just gonna have different shades. So this one's an ice version, this one's a fire version, this one's a poison version, and you're gonna need this element to deal with that element. That just sounds like grinding, like a lot of grinding. If you need to hopefully I'm totally wrong and I'm just talking out of my ass. I really do hope that that's what it is, because I don't think people that come for the story and everything like that, they don't really want to grind for loot and stuff like that. You know what I mean? Like it's 2 different fandoms that you're getting here. You're getting people co-op, fantasy, blah blah blah, but you're also getting fans of the Icewind Dale trilogy, and those people want to experience a really good story between the companions who are there, because they just said yesterday we're not getting Rumble Belly, and that sucks, because hopefully we get him in DLC, because he feels like a missed opportunity. I don't want to get into too much again, but he could be an excellent support character. But again, it really harps on this point. There's just 4 characters. There's 20 or so levels, but each level is going to follow kind of the same set piece. It kind of sounds a lot like another video game called Neo. I don't know if anybody's played Neo. It's kind of like that. You have your level is just very self-contained. It's very linear. And then you jump to the next one. And yeah, you can choose between 20 of them, but if the variation is going to be very little, 20 different levels, okay? Only a few different monster types between all the levels. Maybe there's a few different rules that change here and there, but you can see how it's starting to add up to a picture where there's just not a lot of depth, at least not at launch. And personally, I don't know the development team. I will say this: they seem super passionate. They seem like people who care, and that's really important. That's makes me feel good, to support people who are passionate and they give a shit about, what they're doing. Because in the industry right now, you don't see that. You don't see that with these, especially with these bigger companies, but even some of these smaller companies, you don't see that. Some of these smaller companies, they just kind of take the money, put out something, and then they're like, okay, that's it. That's the game. You know. So I feel like, and I'm hoping with these guys, if they already have some ideas, they already have some planned DLC, some stuff that they want to add, and they're just waiting to see if they meet their threshold. Their profit threshold, if their margins match up, and then they'll give us add more to the game. New characters, not just new levels, new story. Because again, you're getting people who want to see the interaction between these four, and hopefully five. Because Regis is a companion of the Hall. You can't say Regis is not. Yes, he goes off and he does his own things, but he's part of them. He's just as important to them as anyone else is. So that's it. I mean, that's all I got, guys. I just wanted to kind of ramble and give my thoughts on it, and I just hope that we see a good. I hope that the final product of the game, I'm sure it's going to be, the polishing's going to get fixed up and everything like that, but I can understand if the game does poorly, because you can't release a game. In my opinion, if this was any other IP, I wouldn't give it a chance. I'd come back in a year. Like, you know what? I'll come back in a year and see if you guys fix it and if you guys add more to this, because I'm not buying. It's hard to ask somebody to spend $40 for an unpolished game that really is very, very close to being bare bones. It's almost unreasonable. In 2021. I mean, I know that it happens, but it's still unreasonable. So I understand people that are just like, nope, this is a pass for me. Like, I get that. I get you 100%. So hopefully they have plans for it and they develop it and it gets much better. So that's it, guys. I'm going to be covering the game on this channel, so if you enjoy the content, check out some of my other stuff. I'm doing Baldur's Gate 1 right now. I'm gonna start doing Resident Evil 1 Retro pretty soon. So if you like this video, please give me a like, subscribe. This is a brand new channel for me, so I just started, so I'm gonna be adding more stuff, and I'm pulling for Dark Alliance. I hope that the game works. I hope I didn't sound too negative about it, but you have to be realistic about what it is. You can't let the fandom kind of blind you. You have to be realistic about what it is. And I'm pulling for it. I hope it does well. And if you guys leave me a comment down below and let me know what you think, because that's what I'm more curious about. I really like. I would like to hear about people that are fans and also people who don't know what Baldur's Gate is. What do you guys think? How does it look to you? Just looking at it, is it something that pulls you right in, or do you kind of like, okay, this looks like filler, or does it look interesting? So that's it, guys. I hope you enjoyed the video, and stick around, and I'll see you guys around for the next video, hopefully. So until then, take care.